Okay, bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everybody. Today, still in Provence, and I'm starting out at where I left off up here. That is at Saint Rambert de Bon, and I'm going to fly south, sort of along the river, to this place, Caumont Avignon. Caumont Avignon. So it's a little airport near Avignon with a single asphalt runway. There is vertical guidance to the runway, but landing in the wrong direction today, unfortunately. The wind is blowing again out of the north, so that's why I'm taking off from runway 1. Current heading is 5 degrees, sort of a little off of 1 degree, and we have to land heading of 350 degrees, also to the north. And there's no guidance to the runway from that end, so I'm going to do it all by seat of the pants again, no autopilot. I'm just going to follow the GPS till we get nearby, and then try to execute a visual landing. So this is our plane. It's the Daher Kodiak 100, very powerful turboprop. I'm going to release the brake and take off. Here we go. Lift off about now. So the last couple of days I've been flying around in a Cessna, flying low along the river, which was fun, but slow. But today I'm going to be going a little faster. And I'll start to get on course. I think about 3,000 feet would be sufficient. I'll throttle back, try to level off, and stay about 3,000. I plotted a course with a lot of waypoints, but that was if I wanted to use autopilot, which I'm not using right now, just to be more hands-on. I use this thing called Track IR, which is short of virtual reality, so I don't want to go, really not interested in going to virtual reality. I like Track IR. It enables me to look around without being isolated from what's happening in the real world around me. Versus if my wife tries to get my attention, if the house catches on fire, let's say, I would be aware of it and get out. But if I were all caught up in VR, might just sit here until it was too late. Never know. I read a poll somewhere that right now only 10% of Microsoft Flight Simulator, quote, flyers use virtual reality. An interesting feature in the river over there I'd like to look at. And I'm not sure if that's a lock or what. So, I don't know, this is about an 80-mile trip. Although at this speed it's going to take longer than that. Trying to look out the window and keep one eye out the window and keep my primary flight display panel out there, this DFD there, in sight out of the corner of my eye, so I don't do something stupid like STOL. I'm about 600 feet higher than I intended, so I'll descend a little bit. That's the Rhone. What is that? The tributary, I guess. Oh, Daher, in case you've never listened to me before, it's a little infrared, nifty infrared based system. There's a camera on top of my monitor, and I have a baseball cap, a clip for this Cubs hat, and it has 3 reflectors, one at the top, 2 on either side. Not sure what town that is. Big one. And so when I move my head, it's getting infrared light from the monitor and it's bouncing it back from the camera on the monitor, sending it back, and so when I move my head, it tracks my head movement. That's why it's called Daher. And the screen moves with my head, so call it a poor man's virtual reality. So if I want to take a direct line to our destination, I need to get this thing all lined up and then turn back so it's one solid purple arrow, and that will take us right to our destination, Caumont Avignon. Keeping a plane at level flight, at least for me, if I'm not on autopilot, is pretty tricky. We have 60 miles to go to our destination now. We'll get back on course again. We're going over this mountain range here. Get lined up again. A lot of windmills, wind turbines up ahead. I keep calling them windmills, obviously. They're wind turbines. They are. It's a lot easier to go on autopilot. The autopilot takes care of everything, and all you have to do is land. think that kind of makes you lazy. It makes me lazy. So I'm navigating entirely by GPS. It's going to get us to the airport. And then I'll have to enter the landing pattern for runway 35. So we're going south. I'll have to pass the airport and come around to land to the north. I have this little thing I can watch. Horizon indicator, pitch, airspeed, altitude. It's all over there too. So I can look out the window and keep my eye on that. And also, I still have to watch the purple arrow over there. If I clear these hills here, I think I'll go to a lower altitude. Try to stay there. Got more wind turbines coming up. So I wonder if they turn in a different direction, like they're going clockwise. If the wind comes from the south, I wonder if they go counterclockwise. Today it's from the north, according to the weather report. Okay, about 38 miles to go. So I've cleared these hills. I'm going to throttle back and descend. There's lots of places to set down around here. Plenty of little airports. After Avignon, I'm going to fly to Marseille. And I'm going to do that on autopilot, maybe with a different plane. And after Marseille, I'm not sure where I'll head. I was thinking Corsica might be interesting. This is all part of my trip that started in Dublin and Ireland, and will end at Durban, South Africa someday. So I've been flown from Ireland to the UK, then to France, and I may get out of France after Marseille. You can tell we're getting bumped around quite a bit, a lot of turbulence, and I've decided to just steer a direct course. Just keep it very direct to the airport there. Never been there before, and really don't know what to expect other than I know it has a asphalt runway, it's not grass. And there's a little terminal building there. I don't know if that's the Rhone. I assume that's still the Rhone River over there. But there's no river over that way. Get back on course here. Actually, before I leave Avignon, there's a little airport down there, Plain de Dieu. Plain de Dieu, Plain of God. Is that what it means? There's an asphalt runway, could be a grass runway too. Well, there's lots of places to put down. As you can see, I'm having a heck of a time manually keeping this plane flying level. I wonder if it's that hard in real life. I don't know. I can't believe it's this difficult. Oh, there's Caumont ahead, 14 miles. although it's going to be a bit longer because we'll have to go pass by it and turn back to land. Avignon is a famous city in history, especially in the history of the Catholic Church, because at one point there was a Pope in Avignon and a Pope in Rome. They had a plurality of popes. I don't know if that meant they were doubly blessed or doubly cursed. Anyway, I suppose that meant they had twice as many cardinals. You could be a cardinal of the, I don't know, never looked it up, but logically you would think you could be a cardinal of the Avignon papacy or a cardinal of the Roman papacy. And I'm sure that each side considered the others cardinals sinners. So they would be cardinal sinners from the perspective of the advocates of the other popes. Okay, there's Caumont, so I'm going to descend. You need to get down. I really cut the throttle back to descend. I want to land going at 350 degrees, which is obviously the other direction. So at this point, what I'm going to try to do is spot some terrain out there that's lined up with this runway, and someplace I can aim at when I come around. Caumont Avignon, or Caumont Avignon, C-A-U-M-O-N-T, Caumont. So what's in line with that runway? No. And give myself at least 5 miles of maneuvering room from the runway. So the runway's on our left. I've been using my trim wheel the whole way, trying to stay within at least a reasonable range of a determined cruising altitude. I can't say I've been very successful. It'll be nice to go do a flight on autopilot after all this hand flying. Alright, I've got 5 miles now, so I'm gonna start turning back. I'm gonna use this GPS to line up. We're really messed up here. I'm too damn low. There's Caumont. So the runway is to the right, because I dialed in the approach before we left. So I would at least have lateral guidance from the GPS to the runway, and the rest is on me. Alright, we have the runway in sight. About 4 miles to go. The arrow here is telling me that I'm lined up. I'm going to put in some flaps. And I'm going to shut up while I concentrate on putting this thing on the ground. Airspeed's about 90 knots or so. Really bouncing around here. More throttle. Keep the airspeed up. Trim down. I do not want to have to go around. I'm a bit high. I'm not sure where Avignon is in relation to this airport. Okay. I think I've got one more notch of flaps that I can do. Whoa! Full flaps, trim down, really bounce close to stalling there. I'm gonna get down here without crashing. Whoa! Alright. That was a by hook or by crook landing. I'm sure there are a lot of flight instructors who would disapprove of that. But I'm actually kind of proud of myself. Didn't damage anything. Didn't hurt anybody. And I think I'll park over here where this fellow is signaling me. That's it. That was a pretty hairy landing, I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful flight. Here we are at Caumont Avignon, and from the sound of things, there's a lot of wind here. I'm going to leave you with my usual farewell. and good day.